Hello, welcome back to a second, if you like, instalment of this Conspiracies True or False. I would like to actually start a separate channel from the Dave Jaguar 66 that I have, which is predominantly a car channel, to do this, but I'll have to find out how to work it. Unfortunately, I'm a bit computer illiterate. I can work my way around a computer, but I'm not good at all the other stuff, and I'm terrible for passwords like most people, I guess. Can I say firstly, I hope you and your family are fine. I think the only thing that we can really do now is kind of abide by the rules. In Austria we're in kind of lockdown. My wife has just got back from Dubai last Friday, and she made a declaration at the airport that where her address was going to be, which is our apartment in Vienna, and she will stay there for a minimum of 2 weeks, even though it's only 170 kilometres away from here. So, you know, unfortunately I won't get to see her. We're speaking each day, which is great. And I can only say that that's the best thing we can do. That's going to be our part of it, is to, our contribution is going to be to try and keep away from each other so that we can kind of get it to where it's controllable. Controllable, that's a bit of an exaggeration, but or underestimation. But so that we don't have so many cases and our medical services don't get overwhelmed with too many people. So, as I said, I hope that you're feeling well. You know, maybe this is the opportunity to, if we are forced to stay at home or work from home, whatever, maybe this is the time to maybe pick up that book you never thought you were going to read, or you always talked about reading. You know, we need to occupy ourselves indoors. I'm actually reading this book here at the moment, which is, I've already read half of the book. Excellent. It's Being John Lennon. I was a great fan of the Beatles. I was lucky enough at 9 years old to see them in 1964, I believe, in the Hammersmith Odeon. And then I saw one Beatle, Paul McCartney, just last year, or was it last year? About 18 months ago. And I would have actually preferred to keep the memory of the 1964 show that I saw, which was great. Anyway, so a couple of quick things I want to go over. The kind of, not ground rules, it's not a game, but what I'd like to discuss. One of the first things that I'm really not interested in is this flat earth situation, or flat earth earthers. That believe the earth is flat. I mean, scientifically it's a ridiculous statement to make, but so, and I did some 6 or 8 months ago do something of a flat earth just to see what kind of reaction I would get, and I got lots and lots of comments, and there's some real fanatics out there about this flat earth thing, so I'm not interested in that. If that's something that's your bag, go to somewhere else. There is a YouTube channel called Sci Man Dan, as in science, Sci Man Dan, and if you go to that, I'll try and put it onto the video. In fact, all the things I'm going to talk about today, I'll try and put on links or hyperlinks, whatever they're called. If I can't do that, what I intend to do in the middle of the video is actually go to their website so you can see it for yourself, because I'm not very computer literate. And this Simon Dan is basically a flat earth debunker, which is not difficult, let's face it. The other one is the obvious one, which everybody goes on about, is this Illuminati thing. This is this phrase or word they want to use for the top 1 or 5% of the elite that have all the money and the power. Well, that may be so, but that's been so from basically day one. As soon as there was wealth or power to be had, there were always the top people on the pyramid that ran the rest of the people. So the top 1% or 5% ran the other 99% or the other 95%, whatever. It's always been like that. And the idea that these people who have the power, like the Rothschild families and all these kind of people, you know, the JP Morgans of the world and so on and so forth, you know, get together and meet up and keep the world under their, you know, of course they do business together, but it's always been like that. So the idea that they dance around naked with pointed hats on around some tomb or something is a ridiculous thing to think. But of course, you know, the top people are running the world. This is how it is, and it's how it's always going to be. This is why we're getting more and more into a moneyless society. So, and the last one is religion. I can tell you right now off the bat, I'm a devout atheist. I have absolutely no time for organised religion. But by the same token, if you believe in something, Catholic, Muslim, whatever it might be, that's fine. You know, I think as long as it doesn't hurt anybody else or doesn't impact on anybody else in any way, shape or form, fine. Believe in what you want to believe. That's, you know, if you believe in spaceships, fine. As long as it doesn't hurt anybody else or impact on anybody else, that's good with me. I'm just letting you know my position, and basically that's it. So they're the three things I don't really want to go to, because they'll open a whole kettle of worms, especially the flat earth and the religion thing. And I know they have quite a big following. So I want to go on things where we can discuss and talk about facts. I can show you some things that I've looked at and read. You can then go and have a look at them yourself and make your own mind up. This is really about me possibly giving you some information you didn't have, or you giving me some information that I didn't have, to clear things up. And then between us we say, oh yeah, okay, well there's something in this now, this sounds a bit ridiculous, and so on. So that's where I want to go with it. So the topic today I'm going to do is the Titanic. So what I want to do firstly is I want to show you the website where it is, and as I said, if I can at the end I will put in the top box the hyperlink, I believe it's called, or link, the blue thing. I'll try and put those all in, so all you have to do is click on them and you can watch the particular programs.
Everyone knows the story of the Titanic, how the largest moving object ever fashioned by the hand of man hit an iceberg on its maiden voyage and sank in the middle of the North Atlantic. 1,500 lives were lost. The tragedy has been well documented in books and on film. No matter how often the story is told, it never fails to capture our imagination. Yet, it is a story that has left many questions unanswered. Now, for the first time, we take a fresh look at some of the mysteries surrounding the Titanic and reveal evidence that leads to a compelling and shocking hypothesis: that the ship that plummeted 2 miles to the bottom of the sea was not the Titanic, but its sister ship, the Olympic.
So after looking at that clip there, as I said, I'll try and put it into the hyperlink if I can make it work, but if not, you can see the name of this, which is the Best Titanic Conspiracy Documentary 2012. There was another one that had quite a few million hits on it, 4 or 5 million I think, but unfortunately it's been moved, or it's gone, or it's been taken off. I don't know why. So this particular film is a little bit out of sequence, but it gives you the idea anyway, and there's quite a few documented facts in it which really make you think, and I'd like to know what your opinion are after you've watched it. We've all got time to do this just now because we are in isolation. So you know, there are some of the things in it which really surprised me, and you will hear one of the guys commenting on it. But one of the big things for me is the fact that the Olympic was damaged in the brambles. It was hit by HMS Hawke, and very badly damaged. The keel was actually broken. The keel of the ship was broken. It had actually been in 3 accidents, which you'll hear in the documentary. And the very fact that this same ship was never recorded, Olympic that is, if you believe the Titanic is the one that's on the bottom of the ocean, went on for another 24 years without any other work being done to it to repair it, when it had a broken keel and it had a list to pull. So there was never any repairs done to Olympic after it, and for 24 years it carried going across the oceans of the world. Doesn't seem quite feasible to me. And the very fact that the ship cost 10 million to build and they insured it for over 12 million. And there are quite a few other aspects of it. There are some other things, like some of the top people that were on the ship that died, for instance Guggenheim, Astor and a few other top very wealthy people who were reported to say they were against the Fed. This is when they were going to do the Federal Reserve in America, which we all know is owned by, you know, the top people. So they're paying, America is paying these private bankers for their debt, which still continues today. Anyway, I thought I wanted to just show you this one to start off with, and then see how we go from there. And there's quite a few subjects that I'd like to go over. I've been asked, or a few comments have come in about Marilyn Monroe, Marilyn Monroe dying, Lady Diana's death, and quite a few others, and you know, 9/11, so on and so forth. So although I'm not, I have to say right now, I'm not a massive conspiracy fan. It's not something that looms large in my life every day of the, you know, but there are things that I look at and I think, there is something in that. There's maybe it's worth investigating a bit more. And you can obviously do this online yourself. By the same token, you can also find information that will counteract what you see on this documentary. But I really, while we're locked down like this, as a point of interest, please go and have a look at it, or any information about the Titanic or the White Star Line, and then you make up your own mind. But once you have watched it and you've made up your mind, please drop me a comment and let me know. It seems to be I've had quite a lot of hits within one day, a lot of views on it, which I don't normally get. And as I say, this is running alongside my car channel, and I will work out a way of actually making a new YouTube channel for it, because I probably think that's best to keep them separated. I'm sure other people do that are into the car side of it. So on that note, I wish you the well. I hope all your family's good, you're good, and your family's good. And if we just, you know, do what we're asked to do, which is isolate ourselves, you know, it's a short period of time. You know, people have been through wars, and our forefathers went through so much stuff that we can't even contemplate. Don't think it's a lot to ask. And not be greedy when you go down the shop. Take what you need and then go home. I think if we all play by the rules of what we need to do, we can contain this and we can get it over with sooner rather than later. But if we don't go by the rules and we start taking things from shops that we don't need, and we have shops or services like water and power going, this is when we'll end up with some real strife and civil unrest and anarchy, whatever. So let's not get to that. Let's be sensible. I hope after this happens, or we come up through this, which inevitably we will. We've been through the plague and many other problems. I hope that this will make us look again about society and how we look at other people and how we look after people or don't look after them, and maybe make the playing field a bit level, because whether you're a multi-millionaire or you live on a park bench, it's going to affect all of us. Okay, you could say, well, if people have got money, they can go to a private, which is true. But the point I'm trying to make is it will impact on the whole of society. Even multi-millionaires can't go to a restaurant. Well, they probably could. They could probably just buy the restaurant. But you know what I mean. Anyway, on that note, I hope you watch it, enjoy it, the documentary. Not just this documentary, but anyone you want to look at. And then please comment on what you think, whether you think it's just it's hearsay, it's rubbish. There are some points that are poignant to this particular conspiracy theory, or a theory of what could have happened or may have happened. I tend to, in fact, I won't say anything, because I'd rather you make your mind up and you let me know. And on that note, I wish you well. Take care. Stay at home. Don't be greedy when you go to the shop. Take what you need, and that's all you need. So take care and bye for now. Catch you in the next one.